Hello, dear students. So today we will move ahead in chapter number 14, that is of coordinate geometry. Okay, and it is for class 10th students. So today we are going to study the topic here, that is quadrants. Okay, in the previous lecture I have told you about the axis, I have told you about the abscissa, the ordinates, the origin. These things we have, the basic things we have discussed in the previous lecture. So today in this lecture we are going to discuss some other topics. The first one is quadrants. Okay, now see, we have studied in a plane. The plane is made up of two axes. Suppose one axis is this, another one is this horizontal axis. This one is known as the x-axis, and this vertical one is known as the y-axis. This is the positive direction of y-axis, and downside will be the negative direction of y-axis. Similarly, positive direction of x-axis, and this will be the negative direction of x-axis. Is it clear to you? Now, when and this point is known as the origin, and coordinates of origin are 0, 0. This you must be knowing. Okay. Now, these x-axis and y-axis, when they are intersecting here, so these two axes are making four quadrants. These are known as the quadrants. These are known as the quadrant. So anti-clockwise will move from here. So this will be called the first quadrant. This will be called the second quadrant. This will be called the third quadrant, and this one will be called the fourth quadrant. So this is how, when x-axis and y-axis are intersecting each other, so they are making the four quadrants, and will move, remember, anti-clockwise will move. Okay, first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, and it is fourth one. Okay dear, now we will study about the sign convention. Sign convention in the quadrants. Okay, now if you see here, if you see the sign, what will be the sign of the points in the first quadrant? Suppose a point lies here in the first quadrant, what will be its sign? You can see in the first quadrant, x is also positive and y is also positive. So x coordinate also will be positive and y coordinate also will be positive. So both the coordinates x as well as I as well as y, means abscissa and ordinate, both will be positive in the first quadrant. Why? Because this first quadrant lies in the positive direction of x-axis and positive direction of x. So x and y coordinates both will be here positive. Okay, now move to the second quadrant. In the second quadrant, if you see the x coordinate, so x coordinate is negative here. Okay, and the y coordinate is again positive. So minus plus, this sort of points will lie in the second quadrant. Are you getting it? Very good. Now in the third quadrant, if you see, in the third quadrant, x is negative and y is also negative. So both x as well as y, both will be negative in the third quadrant. Now if you see in the fourth quadrant, here you can see x is positive here and y is negative. So this is the sign convention in the different quadrants. Are you getting this? First quadrant, x coordinate as well as y coordinate both will be positive. In the second, x1 is minus and y1 is plus. Third one, both negative. And fourth one, x1 is plus and y1 is negative one. So this is how, this is the sign convention in the different quadrants. Okay, now if you see, let me tell you, now let's see a point here, 2, 4. This is the point here. Okay, now you have to tell me, this point lies in which one quadrant? This point lies in which quadrant? Can you tell me? 2, 4 will lie in which quadrant? Can you tell me? Yes, look here. Here you can see x coordinate is plus and y coordinate is also plus. So x coordinate plus and y coordinate both are plus here. So it means it will lie in the first quadrant. Okay. So you can see this one point will lie in the first quadrant. You can write here first quadrant. So this is how we will write here quadrants. So 2, 4 point will lie in the first quadrant. Are you getting this? Very good. If I locate this 2, 4 in the first quadrant, how will I locate it? Means I will move 2 points, means 2 centimeter distance in the x-axis, and in the y-axis I will move 4. Okay. So here let's say it is 1 and it is 2 here, it is 3 here, it is 4 here, and it is 5 here. Here it is 1, here it is 2, here it is 3, and here it is 4. Let's say, so I have to locate 2, 4, means in the x-axis I have to move 2. 1 2 here, and in the y-axis I have to move 4. In the y-axis I will move from here 4 upside. 1 2 3 4 is this. So this one point will be which one point? 2 comma 4. This point will be 2 comma 4. This one, this is how we will locate the points, and this point it lies in the first quadrant. Okay, now one more thing you have to tell me. The point, let's say this is the point P. Okay, point P, and the coordinates of the point P are 2 comma 4. Now you tell me what is the distance of point P from x-axis. Can you tell me what is the distance of point P from x-axis, or you tell me how far is point P from x-axis. From x-axis this point P is, how much is the distance between x-axis and point P? Can you tell me this distance? Yeah, this distance is 4. Look here, from here to here 4. So means 2 comma 4 meant that is the point P. The point P is 4 units far from the x-axis. What is the distance of point P from the x-axis? And it is 4. So you can write here distance of point 2 comma 4 from x-axis. What is the distance? It is 4. Look here, 4. And can you tell me the distance from the y-axis? From the y-axis it is 2 units from here to here. So it is 2 units. And distance from y-axis is how much? Distance from y-axis is 2 units. Okay, so this is how we can find out the distance of the point from the different axes, and this is how we will locate the point in the quadrants also. Okay, now let me give you some questions here. Okay, now the question is write the question: in which quadrant each of the following points lie? In which quadrant each of the following points lie? I am giving you the points here. The points are -3 comma 5, okay, 4 comma -1, then next it is 2 comma 2. Okay, just tell me this one more. Okay, let me just first you tell me -3 comma 5 lies in which quadrant? First you tell me -3 comma 5 lies in which quadrant? Just you tell me first, second, third, fourth. Now if you see, x coordinate is negative here and y coordinate is positive here. So x coordinate negative, y coordinate positive. That means it will lie in the second quadrant. Which one quadrant? Second quadrant. Okay, are you getting this? Yes, it will lie in the second quadrant. And what is the distance of this point? This point will lie here. Are you getting this? Okay, only this much. Are you getting this? Very good. Similarly, this one point we have to locate 4 comma -1. 4, that is the x coordinate is positive and y coordinate is negative. Positive, negative, positive, negative. It means it will lie in the fourth quadrant. So this point you will locate here. Okay, you have to locate this point also. -3 comma 5. How will you locate? In x you have to put -3. This is -1, -2, -3. Okay, in y you have to move 5 upside from here. Let's say it is 5 here. So from here 5 upside means 5 is this. So this one point somewhere it is. So this will be the point. This point is -3 comma 5. You have to locate these points also in the different quadrants. Okay, so -3 comma 5 lies in the second quadrant and it will lie here, this point. Okay, very good. Getting this? Similarly, 4 comma -1 lies in which quadrant? Plus minus means fourth quadrant. Locate it here. 2 comma -2 means x is also plus, y is also plus, means both are plus. It means it will lie in the first quadrant. So you have to find the quadrants of these points. Okay, now just tell me where this point will lie. 4 comma 0, where does this point lie? Can you tell me the location of this point? Yes, both are plus. If both are plus, you can say yes, it is in the first quadrant. But definitely, will it lie in the first quadrant or it will lie in the axis there? Let me locate this point. 4 comma 0. By the sign you can see that it is lying in the first quadrant. But in examination it can be asked that in which axis does it lie, or in which quadrant does it lie. Okay, so this point will lie in the axis. How? Just tell me. Let me tell you. 4, you have in the x axis you have to move +4, means this, and in the y-axis you have to move 0, means nothing you have to move, you will remain here, you will stay here. So this one will be the point 4, 0. So in which quadrant it is lying? Yes, you can say it is in the first quadrant, but you will have to tell it exactly. It is lying in the positive x-axis. This is the x-axis and positive x-axis. Here it is lying. So you will say it is lying in the positive x-axis. Positive x-axis. Okay, now if I give you the point like this, 0, -4, where does it lie? Just locate this point first. Okay, in x you have to move 0, means you will remain here, but in y you have to move -4 downside. Let's say it is -1, it is -2, it is -3, it is -4. So in x you have to move 0, means nothing you have to move in x axis, but only in y axis you have to move, that is -4 downside. So this is the point -4, and this point is 0, -4. Well, so where does it lie? You will not say it will lie in the fourth quadrant. You can say, but you have to tell exactly it is lying in the negative y-axis. Negative y-axis. So this is how you will locate the points in the different quadrants. Are you getting this? Very good. So this is how we will solve the questions related to the quadrants and their sign convention we have done here. Okay. Now let me give you some questions here. Just write down a question. In which quadrant or axis? Now remember, here I have told you in which quadrant also, in which axis also. Like this, 4, 0. This you will not say it will lie in the first quadrant. You will say it is lying in the positive x-axis. So this sort of question, this combination I am giving now. Okay. Now question is, in which quadrant let me repeat, in which quadrant or axis does the following points lie? Does the following points lie? Okay, now let me give you the question. Okay, question is, let me write the question here. You have to tell -4, 3, -4, 4, -7, 6, 8, -7, -4, -5, -4, -5, -5, 0, 5, 0, 0, -5, and 0, -4, 0, -4, and 0, -4, 0. So you have to tell me the quadrants of these points as well as the axis also. Like in these case, these points where the zeros are coming, these points you are saying definitely will lie in the x-axis. But you have to tell me whether they are lying in the positive x-axis, whether they are lying in the negative x-axis, whether they are lying in the positive y-axis, or whether they are lying in the negative y-axis. This you have to tell in this case. But in these questions, you can tell me the quadrant. Like minus, plus, minus, plus. So here you will write in the second quadrant. Okay. So these sort of questions you have to solve here. Okay then. See you in the next lecture.